So it's been more than a week since the Mobile Entertainers Expo. Everyone is back from Las Vegas. Everyone is back to work. How about you? Hi, it's Bill. This is Creative License, and thanks again for being part of this little show we've been doing for so many years. I want to thank you for being so nice to my sponsors like DJ Event Planner, Disc Jockey News, Electro Voice, Promo Only, and Perfect Portals. Great news service. You should check into them. I'll tell you about them on another show. So, you're back, right? And I've been talking to a lot of my colleagues, and I've been looking at myself, and you leave those conferences so excited, right? Everything is inspiring. You take pages and pages and pages of notes, all of these new ideas and new things you're going to do as soon as you get back. And then as soon as you get back, this paralyzation just kind of shows up. You go kind of back into working, right? You're doing what you do, and you start making money, and you start getting calls, and those notes get put away, and you forget about them, and then what happens? Oftentimes, a lot of nothing. But that's not what you want to do, right? You want to take some sort of an action. That's the hardest part about this, is you get inspired, you get an idea, and you want to take action. So let me give you a little piece of advice and a way to kind of get yourself kickstarted. What I want you to do right now is go get all those notes. And if you didn't go this year, trust me, I think you went last year or one of those years. Find those notes, take them all out, look them over. And then I want you to kind of tear them out of your book and put them down in front of you, and then make a list of which ones are most important and which ones are least important, right? From number 1 to number 30, whatever you have, right? And then look at all of those things. And then move them around some more. Oh, this shouldn't be in 30. This should be in 4. This shouldn't be in number 1. This should be back in number 27. But as soon as you know you've got something, then move everything off the pile except for the first 3 things. Those other things you want to keep, okay? Put them in a bucket. Put them in a folder. Do what you got to do. But then take the first 3 things, number 1, number 2, and number 3. And now take 2 and 3, turn them over, and work today on number 1. Just do anything to move towards the one thing that you were inspired by, that you wanted to put into action with your company, and do something about it today, even if it's just something small, okay? More than likely, the first thing you think of is probably the only thing you have to do to be able to put things into action so that things start moving forward. But once you do a thing, the next day you're like, wow, that was really great. I'm going to do another thing. I'm going to do another thing. So all of a sudden, number 1 is off and running. Within a week, probably within that first day, it's off and running because you have figured out how to get it started. And by the next day, you have a list of things you need to do to be able to keep it rolling. And you know exactly where you want it to go because you've done the work on number 1. Once it's moving and rolling, then you can take out number 2 and then do the same thing, and number 3 and do the same thing. But one of the things that happens is we come back to this 30 things, and it's unbelievably overwhelming. How am I going to put all of these 30 things into action? I got no time for this. I got a business to run. I got things to do. What am I going to do? How am I going to do this? So you just put it in a folder and you put it away. That overwhelm is not uncommon. Okay. Someone like me who's been dealing with ADHD his entire life understands this in a way that I don't know that I can really make you understand unless you've dealt with it as well. And this is a thing that I do that I have to do because I get excited for everything that I see. And I want to do everything, and I want to do it all right away. But if I don't focus at one thing at a time, then nothing gets done because I get overwhelmed and then I fall back into the idea that, well, this is the way I've always done things. This is working for me. I need to stop hyperventilating. Okay, I really didn't need those things. I just got excited. This can be done. You just have to separate all of these things into one task at a time because the only thing you really need to do is the next thing. Do what's next. And my life is better when I remember that when I come into my big, nasty, dirty office with all the things around me that are just dying for me to get into, all I got to remember to do is what's next? and do that next thing. And each morning, I make a list of those things. And every night I make a list of those things and I just do what's on the list. Just do what's next. Okay? So do yourself a favor. Take out those things, find the top 3 things, and then tackle the first one. And then reach out to me. Tell me how it goes. Tell me how you do it. Tell me how many of the things on your list you actually got to me in just 1 week. All right. This is Bill. This is Creative License, and I'll see you next week.